Well, hey, Patriots. It's October 10th, 2023. This is J6 News Updates and Chat. We're going to try to get through this real quick here. A lot going on today, especially in D.C. We got war breaking out in Israel also. That's disturbing. So let's get through. In case you missed it yesterday, what happened at Freedom Corner yesterday? They're going to be up at the Capitol at 5 o'clock. So just in case you missed it, here's what went down on Freedom Corner last night. It was a great night for phone calls. Nicole meant that they're going to meet at 5 o'clock today in front of the cell for Ashley Babbitt on the steps of the Capitol. This is Ashley Babbitt's would have been her 38th birthday today. And we're getting some transmission problems here all of a sudden. What's going on? Alright. Let's see what we can do here. If this will help anything. Man, I had just killer network here a minute ago. All of a sudden, it just took a nosedive. Hey, Cindy W. How are you? Hi, Patricia Vector. A lot going on. So last night, Mickey had the night off. And then Nicole made the announcement that Ronald Maccabee is having his closing arguments today. Oh, thanks, Deb. There we go. The Maccabee trial's been going on for a long time, and today's his closing arguments at the D.C. court there. Matt DeSilva called in and had a little talk about how you got to judge people by their actions and not their words. Okay, a lot of people come in and they talk a good talk, but they don't walk a good walk. And a prime example of that is Kevin McCarthy, our ex-Speaker of the House, who was just ousted last week. Seems like a month ago, but that was only last week. He talked a good talk. He promised all these things in order to get elected to that position, and then did not produce any results on it at all. They didn't balance a budget. They didn't defund Ukraine. They didn't release the J6 security tapes. So we're never going to know what went on at the Capitol until we see those tapes. Something happened there, and it was extreme. It was a dire failure of security at the Capitol there. And I've watched hundreds of hours of J6 video that's already available, so I know what's going on there. I know what went on there. But we'd like to know the people that were involved. You know, we can see the actions that happened, but till we have that security footage, we can't discern what happened. That's high-grade security footage, by the way. Matt DeSilva also said that Robert Kennedy Jr. has announced that he's going to run for president as an independent candidate, and that throws this whole third-party candidate spoiler into the election for 2024 for president. And we don't know, is it going to take votes from Biden? Is it going to take votes from Trump? He's running as an independent, so we have to see how this all pans out. Matt DeSilva disagrees with me on the fact that the Trump RFK ticket could have been something. He says that was never going to happen. And I agree. There is no way that I would elect Robert Kennedy Jr. for president. But as a vice president candidate, if he's going to be assigned certain things, I don't think there's anybody more equipped to take down the CDC than Robert Kennedy Jr. right now. He's written a book called The Real Dr. Anthony Fauci. In it, he describes all kinds of atrocities that are CDC, the FDA, the American Medical Association has done. It's horrendous that, but he is on it, and he would be a great guy. But his stance on abortion, his stance on the Second Amendment, there are all kinds of other things that I would not stand with Robert Kennedy Jr. in. And then the main, just Matt DeSilva it's simple. This is simple. You're either America first or you're not. And if you're not, what are you doing in office here? The whole point of having a government is for the benefit of the country. So if your priority is not America first, what are you in office for? How do you even get elected for that position? And that's another, just red flag that our elections are rigged. So, Matt DeSilva, once again, definitely he's thinking. We got notice that Nicole also said that she's going to finally get to go home for a while. She has not been home since May, I think she said. So I hope you get some good rest and relaxation. Nicole, spend some time with the kids there. And let's just keep things going down at Freedom Corner. Mickey had the night off last night because, man, today's going to be an emotionally draining day for her. We're all praying for Mickey, man, that you got strength through all this. You have been incredible in getting this movement started, and I believe this movement is tip of the spear right now. The election's being rigged, and the fact that these J6ers are all guilty until proven innocent, basically, constitutional rights stripped. Thanks for getting this started, Mickey, because you are the spark that got the whole thing going, and we're praying for strength, courage, wisdom for you every day, Mickey. God bless you. Tammy got on and spoke a little. Last night we had 3 phone calls, but man, we had a lot of comments from Nicole and Tammy, and even Trooper got up there on the mic for a little bit. The inaction, Tammy's mentioned in the inaction from FJB on everything. And I think today his statement about the conflict in Israel was another example of what is this guy talking about. I can't even understand the words coming out of his mouth. He does that stupid whispering thing, and then he gets really loud, like this is supposed to have some kind of a pre-planned psychological impact on people that watch it. And it's insanity that this man is supposedly the president of the United States. He isn't, because he wasn't elected. So why is he the president? Why does everybody think he's the president? And we're all acting like he's the president. And in the meantime, the entire world is going to war because of this guy being in the position of president of the strongest, most powerful country on the planet. Tammy also mentioned that they're planning a trip to go to Northern Neck next weekend for the 1-year anniversary of the Northern Neck Patriots group there. And Stormtrooper said he was going to go down there with Tammy, and I hope to get in on that. We're going to have to see how things go with this repair I'm doing, and hopefully I can get in on that. But if not, that's just the way it is, okay? Every day's another day. Every day's another path that God lays out for us. Nicole also got back up on the mic and said, finally somebody counted how many names are on that list. There's 191 J6ers detained right now in jail, and new arrests pretty much every day. So the importance of comforting the hearts of these J6ers that are in prison is huge, and we can't understate the value and importance of the Patriot Mail Project in the ability that they give us all to just look somebody up that's in prison right now and write them a letter to just let them know they're not alone, let them know there is another world out here, things aren't great, that it's just important to comfort these guys. I know we can't just get them out of jail, and this is horrendous what's going on in this country. I've never seen anything like it, and I don't think anybody else has. This is absolute tyranny in power with zero law enforcement enforcing the laws right now. Violent crime is up 40% in DC. This is Nicole, what she was talking about. Violent crime is up 40% in DC. There were 217 homicides in DC. 2 of them they heard right near the house that they're living in while in DC. The cops have got a lot of scary things right on their doorstep right now. We pray the armor of God for the police out there. They got to be in DC for this fight. I mean, the J6 issues are all happening down in DC. They got to be there. So if you can, get on forashley.com and support the efforts that Mickey and Nicole and Tammy and Helena and everybody else that's been involved here and there up until now have the support of us and the monetary means to continue to move forward in this battle. This is a battle. And then she did mention that she's going to be going home. Has not been home since May. That's right. So Nicole, you've been doing incredible work down there at Freedom Corner. You are a shining light for all of us. We want to thank you for being there. We pray for your family. We can't believe the horrendous injustice that has happened to Guy Reffitt with his case with the J6 issues. And we're going to be doing everything we can to get justice for everybody involved with J6, including our murdered patriots that are there. Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips. So then we got another phone call. Sean McHugh gave us a call. We haven't heard from him much at all. He is leaving the gulag tomorrow. And he got sentenced to 6.5 years. He's already been tried and sentenced, and now he's getting moved out. He thinks he's going to Longmont, California, where there are other J6ers there. A J6ers named Jeff Brown, and DJ Rodriguez is there. And I'm not sure, but Edward Battalion might be heading there. And he just was gushing with thanks to the people at Freedom Corner and all the patriots that watch our streams and write letters and have given help to him. He just doesn't know what he would have done without that assistance and that help and that encouragement that we all gave him. He's also looking forward to 15 months till Trump's elected. So if we get Trump back in office, we're pretty sure that all this is going to get turned around, because Trump has mentioned it many, many times that this is an extreme injustice. People need to be held accountable, and we have to correct the wrongs that were done in the past, and there's a lot of them, and Trump is going to hit the ground running when he gets reelected. He also said, where's the real men at, you know? Sean McHugh was standing on the Capitol on J6, standing up for a rigged election, standing up for the current president that was in office at the time, exercising his First Amendment rights. And he's wondering, where's all the men right now? They're all watching football games. They're all watching baseball games. They're going to soccer games with their kids and stuff. It's a sad state of affairs here in America. And I believe that we're about to find out how sad it is. FJB is nothing but a puppet in office. This is Sean McHugh. We got historic hearings ahead. We got the Joe Biden impeachment hearings going on, and he was asking if any of us were going to be attending those hearings. We'll have to see. And then he does know that today would have been Ashley Babbitt's 31st birthday. Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt. You're a hero. Sean McHugh, you're a hero. You stood for us. You are one of the real men. And you are paying a hellish price for that right now, because we're living under the authority of tyrants right now. It's just sad right now. And then Jeff Sable got back on at the end of the night. He calls in every night at the end to sing the national anthem with our Freedom Corner Patriots down there. And he heard an article that led him to believe that somehow or another we're going to be getting back to gold-based currency here. The dollar is blowing up right now. And there's just no end in sight here. There is no happy United States of America on the horizon right now. Everything is pointing towards disaster, and we can see it that even in the prison where they're insulated from information and stuff, they see it in there. He did mention something about Sputnik Radio, and I haven't had a time to check into that. If anybody knows what Sputnik Radio is, maybe throw a comment in the chat. Plenty of proof for these that we have an illegitimate government right now. 1,000 days plus that nothing's been done. These, half the majority of the House of Representatives is on the Republican Party, and the Republican Party is who got ripped off in that election, and they haven't done a thing since then. A lot of talk, but no action. You can't judge a man by his talk. You got to judge them by their actions, and they pretty much have all just laid down. I would say there's a handful. There's maybe 15 good ones in there, but they're totally outnumbered. And then in the chat, somebody was mentioning how things were going down in London last night. So after Freedom Corner, I got on and just started looking for live streams all over the world just to see what was going on. And America, there were protests all across America in pretty much every city last night of people supporting Hamas, people supporting the terrorist attack that just happened in Israel, that the Palestinians did. They murdered women and children, and all across America there were large protests of people supporting that. So we got a problem, man. We got a serious problem in America, and it is head on a swivel time. It is patrol your neighborhoods time. This is the time right now. Okay, Deb for Freedom says Sputnik Radio used to be Voice of Russia. That's all I know. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense then, because he said something about what the news out of Russia is 180 opposed to the news that we're getting in this country. I'm in shock over this too, Docs and Grandma. I can't believe all the people that stood up and supported Hamas last night in New York, in Florida, in San Francisco, it's on live streams everywhere right now. In London, it was crazy in London. And then they do a march. The cops are just standing around with their thumbs in their vests, like it's just another day. This is not another day, police. Not another day. So then I started trying to get news on what happened in Gaza, and it's all over the place. I heard anything from 1,000 hostages to 200 to 100, people saying all kinds of different stuff, man, on what is going on in Gaza Strip right now. Israel supposedly has shut down the border between Israel and Gaza Strip right now, and they have control of that. I'm watching live streams just an hour ago here. They're still launching missiles into Gaza. I'm watching every piece of footage that I can see that is actually filmed over there. And I'll tell you what, they're telling us that these bombs, these missiles are taking down whole buildings there. I'm watching controlled demolitions of buildings, man. And I think I got a handle on what that is because I studied 9/11 in depth about how you bring down buildings in controlled demolitions versus what a building looks like after a random bomb blows up in it, and they are two totally separate things. And what I'm seeing on the news feeds for all the stuff that's going on in Palestine right now, They all look like controlled demolitions to me. So I don't know what you want to make of that. I know what I'm making of that. In the meantime, we've had this massive earthquake in Afghanistan lately. They're saying 10,000 people dead. We still got Ukraine going on. There's stuff going on in the Congo. There's stuff going on in Somalia with the weather, with flooding in Somalia, in the deserts. There's something going on in Ethiopia. These are all things that your news is not telling you about right now. The whole world is going through the same thing. We're not alone here. The whole world is going through this all at the same time. I heard, Greg, number of hostages thus far is around 100. So it depends on who you listen to. And how do we know? We only know because somebody reports it to us. So we don't know anything, basically, is what I'm saying. We don't know anything. Let's see. Representative Rashida Tlaib, right here in America, still has a Palestinian flag sitting outside of her office in Washington, D.C. right now. And standing right next to the Palestinian flag is a rainbow flag. And who wants to go explain to Rashida that if the rainbow flag people were in Palestine, they'd be throwing them off of the freaking rooftops right now? I mean, who wants to explain that? I've seen people with signs that said gays for Palestine. Who wants to go tell these people? I think we just tell them, hey, the new booster shot's out, go get it. Maybe that'll take care of them all. I don't know. We're just watching dysfunction on an epic level right now. Protests across the United States overnight with thousands participating in it, okay? Where's all these people standing up for the rigged election? Where's all these people standing up for America first? Where's all these people standing up for the veterans that aren't getting care? I don't know. In the meantime, the White House is silent about it until today. Joe Biden gets up there 2.5 hours late and mumbles a bunch of stuff and walks away answering no questions. That is not leadership. That is not leadership. And then I saw a Tucker Carlson interview with Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek is one of the candidates that was in the presidential debates for the GOP. He was the only viable, coherent person speaking. Right now, Nikki Haley's on TV all over the place, just saying, we're going to support Israel, all right? So everything we know about mainstream media, if they say something, believe the opposite. And right now, everyone on mainstream media and in our government is telling us to support Israel. What happened to Israel's defense forces, the IDF? What happened to their world-renowned spy groups there? What happened to our undercover? We got the Department of Defense, we got the CIA, we got an amazing amount of intelligence gathering entities in America. Where were they on this Hamas thing? These guys go buy electric parasails and have a successful attack on this, on Israel that way? Nobody's watching any of this stuff. I mean, it's really hard to believe what the news agencies are telling us right now. Now, I'm not saying I hate Israel. I'm not saying I love Israel. I mean, there's a lot of information about the country of Israel. I know what Israel is in the Old Testament, and that's about it. That's what I know is truth. Everything else is something to be discerned out here, okay? I don't know what we do, McFly. Do we support Israel? What just happened there? Did they just allow an attack on their country like 9/11? There's a lot of people in Israel saying, this is just like 9/11. This is like our 9/11. This is like the Israeli 9/11. Well, what was 9/11 here? 9/11 was an attack that was pretty much allowed to happen on Americans in order to get us into the war. And, the news media is never credible, MGB, right? We don't They told you to get a jab. You know, what do you do there? Do you go get the jab because they told you? No, you figure out who's telling the truth and then listen to your heart and pray for discernment. And right now, everything is telling us to stand with Israel, Docs and Grandma. I know. I've been a fan of Israel. I like I like what God calls Israel, but I'm here to wonder, what is that country called Israel over there? What is it? I've heard a lot of information about it. I don't know what to believe. Got to do your own research. Docs and Grandma, I'm with you if you stand with Israel, and because I know you're a great patriot. But let's consider what's going on right now. All the politicians, all the news agencies are telling us to stand with Israel. There ain't no way I'm standing with a bunch of terrorists over there that just invaded Israel and killed innocent women and children and men. There ain't no way I'm saying stand with that. No way. But what I'm saying is, are there people in Israel that are just as dirty, that just allowed that to happen to their own people in order so that they can do whatever their agenda is, okay? I got to stay open-minded on this and consider what's going on. And yeah, what happened to the Iron Dome we've been hearing about for 15, 20 years, you know? Thought they had an Iron Dome, okay? This was the 50-year anniversary of another attack that happened in Israel in their history. And they were all in a holiday there. So what's going on? How does this just go all of a sudden happen? We're one of the best militaries, best intelligence agencies in the world. And that's just Israel. We have our military and our intelligence, and we're supposed to be allies with them. So why didn't we know anything about it and call Israel up and say, hey, heads up, something's coming your way? Yes, Cleo, I can receive packages at my P.O. box. Thank you. There's dirty, evil people in every country, right, Carol Burton? And we, the people of the world, should be running our countries. And our governments suck. They have not protected us. Look at the position we are in right now in America. Just heads up, America. The border's just been open. There's 6 million unvetted people in our country right now. And overnight, there was thousands of them in every city in America. That's the facts. That's what I know. That's not what the media told me. That's what I know, because Oreo's been showing it to us, because First Responders showing it, because Anthony Aguero's showing us down there. They're all showing us what's going on. And then overnight, there's thousands of people standing in the streets getting rowdy and spray painting on buildings, breaking windows. Okay, and then I got one other piece of information here. I found a channel called Sola_Veritas on Rumble. And this was another thing that was recorded from this Rod of Iron Freedom Festival that I think was down in Florida. And it was a J6er. His name is Jesse James Ramson. They call him J6 Jesse. He was the guy that was in on January 6th at the Capitol. He had a giant panda head on, okay? So, and then he got arrested. He got beat up. He got severely beaten by Capitol Police. After the doors just popped open, he walked in, he started asking a cop, what's going on? Why did the doors just open? Are we allowed to be here? And they just beat him up, man. And he ended up getting arrested on February 25th of this year. He suffered a concussion and other things. He tells a story, and it's a great story. This guy can speak well. He condenses things. I would recommend just watching his testimony of what happened on J6 to this guy, Jesse James Ramson. He's a great speaker. His attorney is John Pierce, and John Pierce. There's debate over John Pierce, but hey, he's on our side. He's defending J6ers, so let's just keep our ears open, keep our eyes on, head on a swivel, so we can discern what's going on in America right now. And then I'd like to know, who is paying RFK to run? Okay, remember when they paid Bernie Sanders not to run when Hillary was running for president? So I wonder if someone's just paying RFK to run just to throw a monkey wrench in the whole works. I can't imagine that guy has any inkling that he's actually going to win the presidency. I mean, he does have this speaking problem, it's a condition, it's a health condition that he has, but I don't think anyone sees him as president. But he is the guy that I would send after Fauci. That is no doubt, hands down, the guy I would send after Fauci. And the guy I would send after the CIA. So there's no other replacements for RFK in my book on those two jobs. But who's paying him? Is somebody paying him? And then all day yesterday, they had a barbecue at the White House. We're all sitting around wringing our hands, what's going on in Israel? And they're having a barbecue at the White House. So there's your world, America. There's your world. It's a shit show for sure. Yeah, I heard Kamala and I think the White House issued a statement to cease fire after things, and which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So hey, Patriots, there's a lot going on, man. I'm gonna cut this short today. The Ashley Babbitt memorial is gonna go on here shortly, and I would hope we all tune into that. And was Trump in DC today? I didn't know that. There's just so much going on. It's hard to keep up with everything. Gas is going down because they are depleting the strategic emergency reserves that we now have. I got word that there's 17 days of gas left in our strategic reserves right now. Donald Trump had them all topped off when he left office, and Joe Biden has depleted them in order to artificially keep the price of gasoline down in this country. And today I heard there's 17 days of supply left in our emergency reserves. Donald Trump, this absolutely would not have happened if Donald Trump was the president right now. Absolutely not. He had them sitting down at tables and negotiating, man. I forget if it's called the Abrahamic Accord, where Israel was sitting down with Saudi Arabia. They had a whole new way of looking at things in the Middle East. Everything was on board for moving in that direction when he left office, and Joe Biden wrecked that. Yeah, where's all the money, ACB? Well, this wasn't just a flaw, Greg Kelly. This wasn't just a flaw. Something was allowed to happen here. I think even facilitated. Yeah, gas goes bad after a while. You can stock it up. You can keep gas for a year with ingredients in it, stable. You can put stable in it. All right, y'all. Take care. I just got a notification. Rebecca at We the People MAGA just went live. So I'm thinking she's on the scene there at the Supreme Court, where everybody's going to meet and begin their walk over to the Capitol. And let's pray for strength for all those patriots out there right now. Freedom Corner, you guys are my heroes right now. I really wish I could be there. God bless you all, and keep the battle moving forward. We are going to win in the end. God bless you all. This is Jericho. Over and out.